Hi there, I'm Dean Heskin, President and CEO of Swiss America Trading, and you are tuned into our podcast, The Secret War on Cash, where we look at the actual war that is taking place quite literally as we speak here. We have certainly everybody's familiar with the tariff war and everything that's been taking place there. A lot of posturing that's been taking place country to country, even amongst financial institutions. So it is a war indeed. And I have with me my co host, Chris Agelastos, to talk about this war. And Chris, well, first off, good morning. Nice to see you
Good
again. I
morning.
just uh, just personally got back into town when I late Sunday. Yeah, so bottom line is I haven't seen Chris until today. So nice to see you again.
Good trip, I
Uh,
trust.
it was very good. Went to the Oregon coast with a group of guys that we golf with every year, and we had remarkably good weather. We've last time I was there, which was 2 years ago, we got rained on so bad I couldn't even see straight, and we still managed to play golf in it. But we had 75 degrees, I think it was. It got up to as high that this trip. So
Oh, perfect.
actually got a little bit warm at times. All right.
Yeah.
Well, enough about golf. I hope all is well with you, but let's talk
Yeah.
about global payments, the daily huddle here. Global payments giant Swift completes landmark tokenized asset trial. Now, we've been talking about this. We've been talking about tokenization. We've been talking about cryptos and things of this nature. And this Swift system, um, it's to me, this is very concerning, Chris. The you have 11,000 banks and financial institutions there's talking about here in this article that say that the pilot program executed seamless transactions across blockchain platforms and traditional systems. The Now this trial, and I'm literally reading the article, but get everybody up to speed, I guess. Conducted with BNP Paribas Security Services, Intesa San Paulo, and Societe Generale's blockchain subsidiary Forge. They focused on delivery versus payment settlement, interest payouts, and bond redemptions.
Hmm.
Now, here's the thing: you have 11,000 banks and financial institutions participating in this. This is all happening, Chris, at a time like we've been talking about where the US dollar is really in trouble. And this kind of represents or reflects the fact that these institutions and these governments out there are creating an ability to function without even really involving the United States or the US dollar and giving them, what many would suggest, and unfortunately, I think it's true, a better working model or option to do so with. So as you look at this, and we've been covering and many people are familiar with some of the things that have been talked about with the US dollar and the problems that exist there. What is really, in your opinion, standing in the way of this transition or this segue? And mind you, the US can participate in this,
Right.
but I think what's critical to understand, this is something that reflects a dollarless world, if you will. They're not the entities that are embracing this are looking to kind of get away from the US dollar, not just for the most part, but really, truth be told, probably in totality.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's similar to BRICS and what they're trying to do and creating their own digital network as well. And this is for other nations, some that are part of BRICS and others that aren't, to use the SWIFT system. And you're right, they don't need the dollar. And I think one of the challenges here is that as technology advances, and now we have cryptos and this blockchain technology, a lot of nations doing things the old way that were very reliant on the U.S. dollar as the reserve currency for the world. Um, they're not going to be stuck in that model anymore. From their perspective, right? And for the U.S., unfortunately, we're not going to be able to hold them hostage to the existing system. So all of these advances, while the U.S. might be able to use this to our benefit as well in some ways, I think there is a lot more, downside uh, for the U.S. And outside of that too, this has me wondering. Okay, if they're going to be able to push these blockchain style transactions through the SWIFT system, um, now it's sort of funneling all of this global financial activity into one system, right? It's kind of centralizing it into the SWIFT system, which means they're now a single gatekeeper controlling these transactions. There's a single point of failure there, right? If they get hacked, through a cyber attack, and the system is sort of, locked down, then a lot of people are going to be held hostage to whatever organization has control over it. And then also surveillance. The whole point of blockchain, or one of the big points that a lot of people would point to, is the privacy aspect of it, right? Now all of these transactions are going to be running through one system, and you're giving them a lot of data as far as who has what and where it's going. So I think there's multiple negatives to this. How it all is going to affect us directly in the U.S., remains to be seen.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, and look, they say here in the article, the trial supported payments in both fiat as well as digital currencies,
Hmm.
including Forge's EURCV stablecoin, BNP Paribas, and Intesa San Paulo served as paying agents and custodians. But and they also go on to say, I'm reading the whole article here today, Chris, but it's part of a broader tokenization effort, including trials of UBS Asset Management,
Hmm.
Chainlink, Citi, Northern Trust, the Reserve Bank of Australia, HSBC, and
Yep.
Ant International. So here's the point: this has got tremendous legitimacy to it, and understand, the U.S. being participants, or being part of this, that's fine. But again, what really our greatest threat right now, and this isn't my opinion, I mean, this is the government has said this, several talking heads on Wall Street have been talking about this as well. There's going to, if we get away from the status quo of how we've been doing things, and what I mean
Hmm.
is utilization of the US dollar, like we've kind of been witnessing the beginning of that now, with the petrodollar being kind of shunned, if you will. The way payments, cross-border payments, are done in US dollars. We know the strain or the trouble that we've had with our treasury auctions. And
Hmm.
the point is, even as the US may participate in this, blockchain technology and the Swift system, et cetera, the $1 million question, well, these days, the $1 trillion question, I guess, but the $1 trillion question remains, what is going to happen with our current system when this shift or transference takes place? Am I saying that the sky is going to fall? No, I'm not saying that, but I do believe that there's going to be some pain involved with that transition. I'm meaning that
Yeah.
I don't think a person's balance in their bank account through that process is going to stay at parity in terms of value. There probably would be inflationary pressure or loss of value there. I think will have potentially a damaging effect on, for instance, our stock market or our bond market, where,
Hmm.
again, those assets are dollar driven, they're dollar centric. And so if something's changing there, how are those investments going to be, left in the end, or when this transition takes place? So I think, Chris, like, this is really something that we're going to definitely be watching a lot more here throughout the year, talking about a lot more throughout the year. And I really, my concern is, I think this is something that's going to happen sooner versus later. So
Yeah.
we'll be getting some answers to these questions probably a lot sooner than we want or anticipate. So,
Right.
all right. Well, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If this is something that's of interest to you, then I would highly encourage you, if you're not already, to subscribe to this podcast. as we'll be, as I mentioned, talking about this a lot more in the future. And if you'd like some more information in general about this secret war on cash, please contact our office. You can do that by either calling us at 1-800-289-2646, or you can also text us at that same number, 1-800-289-2646, or visit us online at www.swissamerica.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. We look forward to talking to you more in the future. Have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Take care.